Greetings, friends and esteemed adventurers. Welcome back to another episode of A Noob's Foray into Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. Tonight's goal is to play something a little bit different. We're going to try a caster. I really like Draconians because they change colors, which I think is pretty cool. And Poisonous Vapors being added to the Venom Mage starting handbook means that that has a bit of a stronger start. So I really like it. We're going to go ahead and try it. Now, the early game can be a little bit difficult for a Draconian. We don't have a whole lot of AC. We're a little bit fragile, just like, you know, a Deep Elf or something like that. But we don't have the same spell levels that a Deep Elf has. We don't have as much int. So just a little bit different until we find a starting weapon, and then it'll get a little bit easier. So we'll go ahead and run out of mana trying to cast Bite, or Sting rather, on this kobold, because Sting is just that overpowered. Okay, so we've got our weapon. We have no mana, but we do have a whip, and so the ooze goes down, no problem. So as for the plan for this character, obviously, you know, poison magic really falls off once you get to about Lair. It's good in some of the other areas, but a lot of stuff in Lair is resistant to poison. So that's something that we need to keep in mind, which means we're really going to need to branch out somehow. So with that in mind, I'll probably pick a god that allows that to happen. I might pick Sif for the books and the protection from miscasts. I might pick Ured. I think that would be actually really fun to kind of branch out with necromancy. Just the sort of synergy between poison and necromancy, which is kind of classic. I think that would be pretty cool to try out. So we'll just kind of see what I find. So now that we're level 2, let's go ahead and memorize Poisonous Vapors. And as you'll see with our next enemy, if you don't know, Poisonous Vapors is pretty strong. I'll go back and pick up the scroll and the potion. Yeah. So actually, right there, I got some gloves. That's another thing that I like about Draconians. Actually, never mind. I was gonna talk about vampires versus Spriggans for enchanters. I prefer vampires for an enchanter because they can wear gloves and boots and a helmet, whereas Spriggans can't. Vampires also have bat form to run away. So never mind. But Draconians can't wear body armor, which is kind of nice because, at least for me, I'm not very good at juggling, you know, using the heaviest armor I can use versus still being able to cast things. And so I really like Draconians because they kind of make that decision for you. They can't wear body armor. So that's pretty cool. Let's not walk onto that teleport trap. And as you can see, at least right now, Poisonous Vapors is just doing the work for us. Yeah, we should be able to just poison stuff and walk away, unless it has poison resistance or a lot of health, but at this point in the game, that's basically nothing. So, okay, we've got our first adder. He's not seen us, so I think we're just going to walk away. I don't feel like dealing with him right now. Hopefully we can get another level before we end up having to deal with that. Mephitic Cloud would be really nice versus an adder. We can just confuse it and then Poisonous Vapors and walk away, and it'll be great. we cannot cast Vapors on an Ooze. And it would appear that we can't cast Sting either. I don't think they're actually immune to it. I'm not sure what's going on there, but whatever. Maybe one of you 12 viewers can tell me what's going on. And then against these Jackals, we're just going to employ the exact same strategy. We'll just let Vapors do the work. We're out of mana, so we'll go ahead and melee this Goblin. And life is good. Okay, so now we've got Mephitic. It's really not castable yet, so let's see what else. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Yeah, this is the one. I'm going to keep the skills the same. Poison Magic I want at a fairly high level for those, for Olgrebs and for Venom Bolt. I was going to say we could hybridize a little bit and go into Air Magic, but I don't really see the point right now, unless we get some air spells later. So, obviously, like I said, we are going to need to figure out some way to hybridize. Luckily, Draconians have pretty decent spell aptitudes for just about every school. A Summoner would be really cool if we find the Book of Callings. That would give us access to Lightning Spire, which really is a huge boost in the early game. And even in the later game too, Lightning Spire is just awesomely strong. Okay, so our adder friend is over here as well. So same deal, let's see if we can avoid him. Perfect. Okay, we do have a little bit more to explore before we deal with our adder friend. We also could just park him, but I think we're okay at this point. Okay, so he's poisoned and confused, so we're going to go ahead and hit him with our whip a couple times, and he just dies. So I think that's D2. That is D2. Moving on to D3. Okay, we have an orc here. He's got a trident, so he's going to do 5 damage plus his trident. We're not in any danger of being one-shot, so we're just going to go ahead and poison him and then kill. Now, in a perfect world, we'll either get black or gray or green. Green would give us a breath as well as a higher aptitude for poison magic, which would be pretty cool. Black gives, I think that's the lightning breath one. If it's not, then I want the lightning breath one, is my point. But gray gives a whole bunch of AC, so any of those would be fine for our color mutation. Poisonous Vapors is just carrying right now. So we don't have the spell levels for anything else yet, so we're just going to hold off. I was talking a little bit about Vampire Enchanter earlier. That's something I've been messing around with in my free time. I think, unless this character dies really fast and I just decide to try it again, I think the next character will probably be a Vampire Enchanter. It's really fun. Okay, so my Spriggan Enchanter Ghost, yeah, is right there. Let's try to not deal with him. Well, he confused us, and he confused us. Nope, he did not confuse us. We're just going to run. I don't want to deal with that right now. That might be something we deal with a little bit later, but the chances, especially because he's got a dagger, the chances of him confusing us and just killing us is a little bit too high for me to want to chance that. Especially, you know, if there wasn't a nearby staircase, then I might have tried to do that fight, but there wasn't. So we'll go ahead and equip this flail instead of our whip. We're not going to train weapon skills anytime soon. We may at some point, but for now, that's literally just to have the biggest weapon we can find for when we need to melee things. Like now, because we don't have any mana. Go berserker. We're not actually going to do that. That would be silly. Just drop all of our books, pick up a big mace, and berserk everything to death. It would work for a while. I'm sure it's a very winnable combination, but not what I want to do right now. So, oh, this looks fun. This looks like a perfect time for Mephitic. It's also the perfect time to fail a bunch of times at Mephitic. So, that's okay. I really shouldn't have been okay with that hitting us. I just really wanted to Mephitic. That's really what's up. Okay, so it looks like D3 is basically clear. I could auto-explore and just make sure that there's nothing left, but I really don't want to run into that Spriggan again. So I'm actually just going to go downstairs and not deal with that. Alright, so here I think is a good spot for Mephitic. And it's going to miscast again. What is our chance there? 26. Yeah, not great. But if we can just, confuse all that stuff, split it up, and bring some of it back here, that's going to make me feel a whole bunch better. This is spooky. Yeah, he can hit pretty hard and he's got a flail. But we did just get a square on him, so we'll just go up the stairs. Wow, that was unfortunate. We ran out of mana. Definitely misplayed that a little bit. But we got lucky gaining a square on him trying to run. So we have these 5 scrolls. I'm gonna go ahead and read one. Okay, it's remove curse. If it was teleport, I could have gone back up the stairs. But now that we've got remove curse, let's go ahead and put this ring on. See invis. Excellent. That'll work for now. I actually posted one of my recent deaths on the subreddit. I ran into a D5 unseen horror, so see invis would have been really great for that. I really wish one of these would give us a corpse, so we don't have to eat permafood, but that's okay. Okay, we still don't have the spell levels for any of our new spells. but again, that's alright. Okay, so we've got Robin, and we have a hallway above us, but that will block us from casting a Mephitic Cloud. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm gonna try to put a cloud, how about, yeah, here, and then I'm going to run. Perfect. Now I'm going to come up here, and we're basically just going to try to let our spells do as much work as possible. So, okay, so he just battle cried, which I think gives them all might. I'll go through here and just make sure that none of them have any distortion weapons that I need to be aware of. Nope, we're okay. And at this point, we're just going to run. He didn't haste them, but he did might them, and that is, again, enough to make me nervous. So I'll go ahead and Poisonous Vapors this one, bring him up with me, and we'll drop him. We could go back down, and it probably wouldn't be a huge deal, but they may have wandered right around there, and we may have a whole bunch waiting for us, so let's not do that. Let's go back down this other stair. This one. I know we did mark it off earlier for that orc, but he should have wandered off by now, so looks like we're okay. Let's go ahead and Poisonous Vapors Robin, and then kind of back up and see if he doesn't just die. I don't know if it's going to do enough damage to kill him, but if it doesn't, it'll get pretty close. Okay, he's dead. We're a lot safer now because he can't might those goblins anymore. So again, we'll go ahead and come up, get our mana back, and deal with this adder. Or not deal with this adder. There we go. And we'll go ahead and go down the stairs. So, as you can see, Poisonous Vapors is really making this whole beginning section just infinitely better. Okay, so we have hit level 6. We'll go ahead and int again, because again, we really want Mephitic castable. So now we have a choice between Olgreb's Toxic Radiance or Venom Bolt. I think I'm going to take Olgreb's because we don't really need the offensive ability from Venom Bolt just yet, but the defense from Olgreb's I think is going to be pretty nice. So let's go ahead and get a description of what that does. So, oh, that was Mephitic. Yeah, Olgreb's. Radiates toxic energy, continuously inflicting poison on everything nearby for as long as the spell lasts. Actually, so I'm going to cast that right now because I don't know the range on it. Okay, it doesn't look like I can just yet. Okay. So that seemed to poison everything. Like everything on the screen. That could be really good, but I think that's not really what that's doing. I'm not sure. We'll have to play with that and see kind of what it does. We're learning. When I read Olgreb's, I read it kind of like a poison armor type thing, that if something hits you, it gets poisoned, but I guess it's a little bit different. Okay, so there's our good friend, the orc that almost killed us. We'll grant him an early death. Okay, there's a wizard, and I don't have enough mana to really deal with it, so we'll run and come back. So we've got him poisoned. Let's just back out and get out of line of sight. Poison him again, and we are good to go. We'll poison that goblin. Yeah, look at that. That worm just melted. door into nowhere. How rude. Okay, so an altar of Akawaru, really not what I want. Chibriatos, also not what I want. Hepleakokana, also not what I want. Hep could work. He can give us a tank that does some okay damage, but we lose some health. And like I said, the goal of this character is to get some ideas, not ideas, but get a better understanding of how sort of the caster playstyle in this game works. Excuse me. Fedos would also be really fun, though I feel more comfortable doing Fedos on like a fighter, something that doesn't eat quite as often. Casting our spells really takes a lot of metabolism, a lot of food, and Fedos, to gain piety, you really need to sacrifice a lot of your corpses. So it's certainly doable, and Fedos is extremely strong, and I've really enjoyed playing her before. But for this character, again, I really want to find Sif or Ured or maybe Kiku if we find him. But we'll see. Again, I know I'm not really playing this right in that I'm supposed to, quote-unquote, use the first good god I find, but I don't really like that playstyle. I mean, I do if you're going for like wins and greater player and things like that, but I'm not good enough to really care about that, and I'd rather use these opportunities to kind of learn about gods I haven't played or playstyles I haven't tried, you know, that kind of thing. So, I'm basically going to just kite these things away. The wizard I'm okay with. The priest I'm a lot less okay with. So, we'll walk past this shaft, and anything that chases me is going to get shafted. Or they're not. I'm not sure why that didn't work. Maybe the priest did get shafted. I don't know. But priests scare me at this point. Their smite hits a lot of hits for a lot of damage this early on. So if we see more of those, then we're either going to try to delete them or confuse them or run away like we just did. I don't think he can be poisoned. Yeah, he is immune to poison. Okay, do we have anything else? We don't. We could Mephitic. We can't Mephitic. Okay, so basically we just have to melee him. Luckily he's a skeleton, he doesn't have a whole lot of health. Okay, so we've hit level 7. We have turned colors. We got yellow. So that's going to let us spit acid. It gives us acid resistance and +6 AC. I am extremely happy with that because acid breath is really good. Acid damage is really bad. If we run into Ijib with an acid wand or something like that, that's going to help us a lot. Holy crap. Okay, so that's quite early for, well, not quite, but that's fairly early for a two-headed ogre. And we have a really, really long way to run. Okay. So, let's go ahead and Mephitic. Okay, good, we did confuse him. And we're just going to run away. I'm not going to deal with that. We'll come around the other way, or maybe just park him. He can very likely just one-shot us at this point. We needed to try our breathe acid ability. That sounds really fun. Let's go ahead and try it. Okay, that worked out pretty well. Wonderful. We'll do it again. Doesn't really take anything. Okay, we need to eat. We have not been given any corpses to use. I don't know how macros work, but I want to try something. Input macro trigger key. So how about we input this as 1. And then the macro action is going to be A and then F. Is that how it works? Don't think so. Let's try that again. So if we did that right, we just macroed our breath ability, so we don't have to go A, F every time. And it looks like we did do that right. Awesome. Okay, so our friend the two-headed ogre is up there, though he is confused, which means he can wander towards us. As I suspected, we're just going to keep running. Again, I have no interest in trying to deal with that at this point. We're playing a dangerous game here, guys. You know what? We found some of our downstairs. Let's just go downstairs. There's a relatively good chance that the temple is up here. But you know, if we get hit by that ogre, we're just gonna die. So I think we need a little bit more experience. Maybe once Venom Bolt is online, and of course we found a centaur. So we'll poisonous vapors him, and then go back up the stairs, because he's just going to kill us. I don't think poisonous vapors can do damage while we're not in line of sight, but I'm not sure. I know that it works that way with, like, Wand of Clouds. Or, Freezing Cloud, that one. Okay, no centaur here. Just lots and lots of things to poison. So let's go ahead and acid breath there. That didn't seem to do a whole lot, but that's okay. Okay, so he can hit up to 7, so we still have a few hits. And we're good. Little spooky, but nothing in there was really able to just outright kill us. So, we have a general store. What in here do we want? I'm going to take these scrolls of teleport. I'll leave the enchant armor for later, for when we have something that we actually want to enchant. I don't really want to enchant our gloves, because they're just not good right now. That did also allow us to basically read ID teleport, so one of these is likely identify. There we go. And I'm going to go ahead and identify this amulet, because if that's harm, I don't want to equip it, but it's guardian spirit, so that's a really nice find. And fear. Okay. Really excellent in a pinch. Can these be poisoned? Immune to poison. I did not think so. So, we're going to go ahead and breath. Yeah. That's pretty strong. We also can't mephitic them. Okay, so looks like whites are going to be a little bit of a trick for us. Can we breath them from here? It looks like it, yes. So we killed the other one. What is he wielding? Enchanted longsword, and he drains us. I don't really want to take damage from that if I can help it. We've got our breath back. Okay, we were not successful, so we'll keep kiting a little bit. We have our breath back again. This breath skill is fantastic. I like this a lot. We don't have a shield right now, so we'll go ahead and take this dire flail because it does more damage than ours. It's cursed, but that's fine. Or do we want the enchanted longsword? Okay, so base attack delay is 1.4 with 9 base damage. 1.3 with 13 base damage dire flail. Yeah, that's better, unless the longsword has a good brand. So we can try that. We have plenty of remove curse. Plus 2, so that would give it 11 base damage with a base attack delay of 1.4. The dire flail is still better. So, okay. We'll use that as our handy dandy melee weapon. We'll go ahead and eat again. I like this breath ability quite a bit. This is really nice. Okay, so we're going to poisonous vapors on the priest until it lands. There we go. Then we'll pull the rest of these things back. And this is just fodder, so we should be able to kill most of this with our flail. Let's go ahead and vapors the priest again so that he can't smite us. And we're good. A centaur. That's probably... Oh my gosh, he's berserked. Okay. Let's... How hard can he hit? 10 damage plus a short sword. And he's berserked, so he has might. That's really bad. Does fear work on a berserked enemy? It doesn't really say. How did he do that? Amulet. Okay, so he has an amulet of rage. We could try to confuse him, though there's a chance that would confuse us as well. I'm gonna try fear. Which did nothing. Okay. Let's see, random effects. Nope, that's not going to help us. We don't have polymorph, we don't have anything else. Let's go ahead and cook a telly. And then we're gonna breath. And then let's go ahead and hit him with sting until, cool, our teleport went off. Okay. So, you know what's funny, a week ago I would have said that that was winnable and that the telly wasn't necessary, but I'm really glad we teleported when we did, otherwise we very likely would be dead right now. And we have enough spell levels for Venom Bolt, so let's go ahead and learn that. We'll turn off spellcasting for now. Again, we'll probably turn that back on later once we find some more spells to work with. And how are our spells doing? Pretty well, except for Venom Bolt, so I think we'll keep Poison Magic and Conjurations going, and fighting is fine. Okay, this will work for me. Another altar of Fedos. The game is telling us to go Fedos. I refuse. Okay, so we can't poison him. We can do our acid breath, and that just does work. Oh my goodness, I love this. Another berserked centaur. I wonder if that's the same one. We'll go ahead and breath, poisonous vapors, and Venom Bolt is not castable yet, so let's go ahead and do that. Can we vapors him again? Maybe I should have just teleported there, but that seemed to be the way to go. Death. That is not what I'm looking for. Your red would be fine, but we are not a stealthy character. We do, yeah, we just have basically crap stealth aptitude, so that's really not going to work for us. Okay, so there was a wizard in there, which means there's probably a priest as well. So we'll go ahead and mephitic. There's nothing. Okay, so we can't mephitic on the zombie. Aren't zombies immune to poison? Yep. Oh, okay. Well, I saw a wizard, but maybe there isn't a priest. Wujian, same deal there. That's really a melee god, not helpful for what I'm trying to do. Okay, so that's D6 complete. We've not found our temple, which means maybe it's on D5. Let's try to go find it. This does make me nervous because that two-headed ogre is walking around, but mephitic is a lot more reliable now. So we should be able to confuse him and just walk away if we have to. We also have our breath ability, and we have about 15 more health than we did last time we saw him. And I'm literally only doing this in case there's a temple. That steam hurts. That steam really hurts. Wow. Well, that's a real bummer. So today I learned that steam dragons are not to be messed with. Have a great day.